His Rolodex, political knowledge, and passion for news is unparalleled, as we all know. Nate Rogers and photojournalist Todd Gaertner take a look at Mike's impeccable career from start to now finish.
I've come to the conclusion that Mike Flannery should not retire. The reasons? The case files he has stored up here. 5 decades in excellence.
A die-hard history buff, passionate voice, and fiery perspective.
3, 2, 1.
Now dropping the mic.
When I got to Chicago, I just felt so lucky to be a journalist here. And then when Metropolitan Editor Joel Weissman sent me down to be the second Sun-Times guy at City Hall Bureau, you know, I was like a kid in a candy store.
Hey, Mike, congratulations on a great career. You've been a joy to work alongside. I've always admired your brilliance and institutional memory.
Born in the nation's capital, son of a World War II vet, a young Flannery arriving in Chicago in the 1970s, first hired by the Chicago Sun-Times covering City Hall. Up next, Chicago's CBS 2 News, and like many rookie reporters, a few rough spots along the way.
And if we have the tape ready of the package that I was going to throw to, I'd like to have you do that, Susan and Mike.
But once he found his voice, a political beast was born.
Congressman, why won't you talk about the land deal in Central America? I'm going to call the cops. Where are the Joliet cops? What's his name? What's your name? You know what? This guy just shoved me.
Mayor Richard J. Daley, the Great Snow of 1979. Mayor Jane Byrne's massive upset win. Chicago's first African-American mayor, Harold Washington. The Council Wars, also Richard M. Daley.
Here it is. It sits behind this seat. This is your whole, every cabinet officer in the city lives in fear of that book.
Well, well, I hope not.
Flannery spent 30 years at Channel 2, covering the top political headlines locally and nationally.
I'm told by editors that he drove them crazy, putting stories together to the very last minute, but Mike was one of the best.
After 50 years of Mike Flannery beating me up unmercifully on television, I finally get the last word. And the last word is, thanks, Mike. You're a great journalist and a great friend. I wish you the best.
As I've said frequently about you, that you remember more things from 50 years ago than I remember from 50 minutes ago.
All right. Well, the newest member of the Fox Chicago team joining us on quite the news day.
I mean,
signing on to Fox 32 in 2010, his first day on the job, the corruption trial of former Governor Rod Blagojevich.
We know that he is a shameless and bald-faced liar. When he looked me in the eye and many others,
he's super curious. He asks everybody questions all the time. He values everyone's opinion. He knows what he doesn't know. He really is one of the best journalists that I've ever worked with.
Whether traveling to cover Pope Francis in Rome or with then Senator Barack Obama on the campaign trail, especially on election night.
This is going to be an epic campaign.
Flannery kept us all tuned in.
He brought so much passion to his job and is just so great at what he does. And he has so many stories to tell. I'm just hoping that he writes a book about it all, because we would all enjoy that.
We've learned so much from you. I appreciate your leadership and everything you've done for Fox 32 and for Chicago. Congratulations and all the best.
If there's a Mount Rushmore of Chicago political reporters, Flannery belongs there front and center. He's an amazing guy. Work ethic is second to none.
His mic checks. He always says, blah, 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 Blagojevich. Talk, talk, talk. That's what he says every time. But Mike, I'm gonna miss you. You are great.
And I loved Flannery Fired Up. And in fact, I was hoping that before you left, I get to host it one day.
Let's get fired up.
Flannery Fired Up launched in 2017, the weekly show attracting every big name in government for an in-depth conversation. Flannery was the booker, producer, and host.
Here's to a better future for the state of Illinois.
I'll drink to that.
Well, I admire you. You really have had such an impressive career. And honestly, as somebody who's been a little bit the subject of the work that you've done, you're probing. You're somebody who understands this stuff better than almost anybody.
You have had an amazing career, and I hope you will reconsider and come back and join us again. We need you. Always have needed you, now more so than ever.
I know your job. We've had disagreements over the time, but I never doubted your commitment to being a professional.
Let's take a drive 17 miles south of downtown Chicago, the historic Beverly neighborhood. Whether enjoying his favorite Sicilian red wine at Francanello's with wife Marcia or participating in the Irish Day Parade, Flannery raised his 3 children here and met neighbor and friends of 34 years, John and Mary Marin.
Every Sunday night, pretty much every Sunday night, all the kids and all of us were around our dining room table, or we were at his house, especially on holidays. He shared his whole family with us, cousins, sisters, brother, mother.
As a kid, were you all reading 10 books a day?
Oh my God. So basically every single dinner that I had with him was a history lecture.
At 72 years old with countless awards, he's interviewed 10 Chicago mayors, 8 Illinois governors, and half a dozen U.S. presidents. With plans to travel more and enjoy his grandchildren, Flannery's youngest son telling me it's quite the legacy.
Hey, Dad, I love you so much. I'm so proud of you, everything that you're leaving, everything that you've given to us, and everything that you've given to this wonderful city. And thank you for teaching us how to love this city and how to love the people around us as well.